Welcome to 549 Media. The lights are on, the crowd is loud, and the stage is set for tonight's action. From the opening whistle to the final buzzer, we bring you every drive, every shot, every play that makes the difference. This is where passion meets performance and every moment counts. Grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy your hometown Yellowjackets because the game starts now.
Welcome back to the Hive. I'm Jason Groth with Carl Haverman as we wrap up day one of Holiday Hoops at the Hive. We thank you for tuning in. Hope you've been enjoying our coverage throughout the day here live from the Hive. And have to give a tip of the cap to Athletic Director Aaron Anderson as well. It was great to see the members of the team that have come back.
And obviously my beautiful wife, the assistant AD.
Give them a tip of the cap for their great work. I was just saying on the ceremony that just happened here at halftime, you can see, not able to see it on our screen, but off to our right, the staff talking over there, and it's great to see them back in the Hive tonight as well as the players. But a great ceremony was put on there by the Yellow Jacket administration. Yeah,
just a special team, and anytime you can get them back together, and I know they did a social last night and had the movie for 3 in the movie theater. It's just a great thing to do, and to bring those guys back and reminisce on some of those old stories. And in that particular case, it wasn't just that. It's a celebration of, kind of survival with Zach Gabbard, and just kind of an emotional year that culminated in a state championship.
Well, now we'll turn the page and look forward to tonight. Congratulations to them, the Yellow Jackets here at the Hive, hoping to have the opportunity to make some history of their own throughout the year, but now tonight they got a tough task at hand, taking on the Main Streeters of Sauk Centre. Yeah,
this should be a good game. It's Sauk Centre is going to bring physicality. They're going to really, really defend hard in the half court, which is going to be some sort of learning for some of our young guards. But as this Perham team continues to play together and kind of learn how to play with each other's strengths, they're going to be really, really good. They've defended well so far this season. They've had a couple gritty wins in a row. I think guys like Cade Razor, who has really been a shining star for them both offensively and defensively. You saw him the other night, played really well offensively against Park Christian. And then I think, like a guy like Tate Zacharias, who in this kind of full court push mode has done a lot of things for him. And then their steady ones. You've seen Cy Thiel's been much more of a down in around the paint presence. When last year he was more of a spot-up shooter. I think that has a little bit to do with he's not knocking down shots right now. And also that's what Coach wants him to do, which certainly is the answer. And so as he begins to be able to do both, he's going to be a really special player. And then with getting Rusted back in the lineup, that's an all-conference player that's back in the lineup. They were able to win 2 games without him, so they couldn't be happier with that. But this is going to be an exciting game. It's a cool atmosphere at the end of this night after all that basketball, and I think this will probably be the best game of all 4.
Another player has done a dynamic job filling in the starting lineup. Now will be coming back off the bench tonight. Mika Leonard, he's been a player that has really taken some strides the last few years.
Well, he's a bucket getter. I mean, the guy lives in the gym, and I think for him, he started to say, all right, I understand maybe I'm not as good defensively, so he's taking it on himself to do that, but he's just a scorer. And as he gets more and more comfortable, this team's going to need him to be that scorer. And you had that the other night against Staples Motley where they couldn't find a bucket. He found a couple for them, and that ended up being the difference in the game. So I think he ended up having like 11 in the first half. So I think that they got a multitude of guys that can make plays as Braden Anderson gets healthier and more in shape, as Borman kind of gets a feel for what varsity basketball is like. And then Isaiah just gets more comfortable leading the ship. To me, he's just a special basketball player. It is, Rutten for Staples Motley's a fantastic player, and Isaiah just shut him down. Got it to the point where it just seemed like he didn't even want the ball in his hands anymore. People don't understand how hard that is to do, but you guys did a great job on 549 interviewing him where he simply said, no. My favorite part of basketball is defense, and that's just not the norm for most kids. And as somebody that's coached him for a few years, I certainly understand that's his strength, but he can do it all, really.
Now on the other side of things, you got a Sauk Centre team that is really hungry to get what you would say maybe the Perham hump off their back, off their shoulders. The Yellow Jackets have won the last 5 meetings going back to 2018. And you can just tell there have been some close games throughout the way. Last year, the 3-point one. There was another 3-point one in 2021. And then other than that, or an 11-point game in 18. But this is a Sauk Centre team that's really looking to find a W against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and you're going to see both sides are pretty similar in what they do. They both score about 68, and they both give up about 67. And so, we talked about it in one of the earlier girls' games. In this case, competition's pretty similar in what they see. Sauk Center's had some good wins under their belt so far. They are a gritty team. Last year we were really pretty nervous about their size and athleticism, and we got hot for about a 5-minute stretch that won us the basketball game. But they won a lot of basketball games last year. I think they were almost a 20-win team, 19-10 or something like that. And so I'm sure they'll be similar again this year, although they lost a little bit of size. They just got guys that can flat out go out and defend and play basketball exactly how Coach wants them to.
The Yellow Jackets coming off that narrow victory over Park Christian. Sauk Centre coming off a tough loss to Minnewaska area. They're getting ready to meet up here at the Hive. We'll take a break and get you set up.
Perham Health is here to take care of you, to keep you crushing it. Broken bone? We'll fix it. New baby? We'll deliver. We've heard that. And yes, we can help. From life's big moments to the annoyingly sick ones, our providers have the expertise and compassion to handle it all. Perham Health, so you can keep on hitting it.
We take pride in what we send out. When you open a bag of licorice, you want that licorice to look good, you want that licorice to taste good. We work for you. We take pride in what we're making and what we are offering. It is so important to me. I do thank KLN from the bottom of my heart. They believe you and your family is important.
Welcome to Perham, Minnesota, a great place to visit and an even better place to live. Here's a look at just a few of the things you can experience here. If you'd like to find your inner otter in Perham, visit OttertailLakesCountry.com.
Central Market, the fresh place in Perham and Detroit Lakes, offering the freshest meat, produce, bakery, and deli products possible with great value for your money. A visit to Central Market is a journey into freshness. You'll always be able to find a wide variety of items that will result in the perfect meal for your family and friends. Begin with their meat department, and whether it's succulent fruit and vegetables, fresh baked specialties from their bakery, or the convenience of fresh deli selections. Central Market is the fresh place for your family. Go Yellowjackets!
Welcome back to the Hive as we continue to watch warm-ups taking place. We thank you for tuning in here on the 549 Media Network. We're still a few moments away from the start of this contest between Sauk Centre and the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets coming in at 3-2, 2-2 overall in the heart of the Lakes. While Sauk Centre comes in at 3-2, 2-1 in the West Central Conference. They're sitting in third place right now. What do you think, Kyle? As you take a look at both teams tonight, going to be the keys for this contest?
I think for the Perham Yellowjackets, I think it'll be handling the pressure right away and to be able to, when their offense has got a little stagnant just because of maybe the physicality of some of more experienced teams like that. You saw it early in the Pelican game, the way they defended them. Getting through that and being able to get downhill, what they've been able to do is, not necessarily look all that great offensively, but through the course of a game find ways to get to the free throw line, and they're only going to improve because Coach does such a great job with scheming it up. So I would guess that's the key for the Perham Yellowjackets and Sauk Centre. I'm guessing they're focused on CT and making sure that side feel can't hurt them in both directions, and then also putting some pressure on the young guard and Isaiah Farrell.
Do you expect to see that this might be? I know we've talked about the pace a lot with Grant Durgeising a little bit, and he wants to get these teams out and running. Do you see this being more one of those style games, or maybe more of a half-court battle when it's all said and done?
I would say Sauk Centre wouldn't allow for that, but after watching Sauk Centre and Big Lake last year, which just turned into just a gun back and forth show, I'm not sure. If that's the case, if we can get it going, I think even in his limited minutes, I think that Nathan Russed's going to have tonight. He's going to have a big game for us tonight if he can get going in that type of atmosphere.
The depth, which was tested early for the Yellow Jackets, has come up in some big moments, which you don't want to see anyone get hurt. You don't want to see players miss time, but it also helps some players kind of grow up quickly for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it gave Meeks some good quality minutes. I think it put Razor into a feel where, watch that first game against Pelican, he looked really scared out there. Against Park Christian and against Staples Motley, he looked like an offensive force, and especially around the rim getting rebounds. And so that will pay off. It also forced Braden Anderson to get, some minutes and get out there a little bit more. He's certainly a great basketball player. It's just injuries have gotten his way. So, early in the season, you're okay with that, especially if you can find a way to get W's against quality teams like Staples and especially Park Christian, who's, was rated in the top 10 in 1A.
Also the things you don't want to really talk about, but you want to kind of adjust, see how the game's called. Veteran officiating crew here today, Dave Peterson, Dylan Savory, and Mark Guthrie on hand. And adjustments early on. We didn't see that in that Staples Motley game. As we talked about all the fouls, they were fouls, and there wasn't much adjusting to that.
Yeah, it was one of those really odd games where they just kept on calling them, and neither team seemed to adjust. And that first half is about as weird a basketball game as I've ever seen. It just not, people say, it didn't have any flow because of the fouling. It didn't even have a word that even got close to flow. It just was so incredibly slow, and then both teams were shooting free throws and never could really get anything going. I'm glad we got this crew. This is a good crew, a veteran. Dylan typically takes charge in a lot of these games and just does a nice job of kind of making sure that both teams know how it's going to be officiated and go from there. But I'm excited for this game. Just a great feeling to be watching this crew because I really love watching this Perham Yellowjackets team play.
Yellow Jackets and the Main Streeters meeting at their bench. We're getting ready for our starting lineups. We apologize. In the girls' game, we had some technical difficulties. We were lucky to get the stream on air as we did. Hopefully those are taken care of, but now we'll send it down courtside with our public address announcer, Trevor Seaman.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Hive for the 2025 Holiday Hoops at the Hive Basketball Classic here on the beautiful campus of Perham High School. Tonight's game between the Sauk Centre Main Streeters and your Perham Yellowjackets. Perham Schools welcomes you to this Minnesota State High School League event, and we urge you to practice good sportsmanship. Please let the players play, the coaches coach, and the officials officiate. Thank you for your attendance. Before we get to our starting lineups, let's take a moment to meet and greet tonight's officials. These MSHSL sanctioned officials are here. Please give them a round of applause because without them, we do not play tonight. And now for our starting lineups, we'll start with the visitors, the Sauk Centre Main Streeters. Standing at 6'2", a senior number 4, Jacob Drevlo. Standing at 6'1", a senior number 13, Jay McClellan. Standing at 6'2", a senior number 21, Carter Nelson. Standing at 5'11", a senior, number 22, Matthew Zenzen. And a starting at 6'2", senior, number 35, William Messer. The assistant coaches for Main Streeters, Rick Meyer, Regan Nelson, and Sam Cole. And their head coach is Kevin Kiefer. Now for your starters for the Perham Yellowjackets. Standing at 6'1", a forward, a senior, 0, Tate Zacharias. Standing at 5'11", a guard, number 10, a sophomore, number 2, Isaiah Farrell. Standing at forward, 6'3", junior, number 4, Jaden Borman. A center starting at 6'5", a sophomore, number 21, Cade Razor. And a 6'4" forward, a junior, number 23, Cypress Field. Assistant coaches for the Yellow Jackets are our own Gary Grew and Rowan Nelson, and their head coach, Mr. Grant Durkheising.
Thank you to Trevor Seaman with your starting lineups for both squads, brought to you by New Horizons Realty in Perham as we get ready to go for this one. The Yellow Jackets and the Main Streeters here from the Hive. Opening tap won by the Yellow Jackets. Zacharias to Farrell. Near side field, now they swing around. Borman looking inside. Not there, comes Zacharias over to Farrell. Nice swing around. Here's Borman. Farrell driving, gets cut off. Shot clock at 15 now. He goes in the lane all the way through. Zacharias launches the 3, in and out, no good. Rebound grab, Razor, the putback is no good. He's fouled and he'll go to the line.
Certainly a different feel than our first game, which was going to be push and go for the boys' game. Not a whole lot of midline defense. This is going to be the exact opposite. Both teams are going to really make you earn it. A little bit more of a half-court game. And as we talked about in the pregame, Cade Razor has gotten very comfortable in this role of finding ways to get extra rebounds. And then the nice thing about Cade Razor is he is a fantastic free throw shooter.
So he hits the first and the second as well. The Yellow Jackets lead 2-0 from the Horseman free throw line. Here's Zenzen with it. Hands it off Messer in the lane, works away to the cylinder. Shot is good as Messer hits. The Yellow Jackets back the other way quickly. It's Farrell. Zacharias now fakes the pass, goes near side with it. Farrell with it, looking inside. Field with the head fake. Now to Zacharias. Farrell with it, knifes through, floater off the glass is good. He's got his first 2 points.
That hezzy to the left is really hard to guard, especially early in the game when you just are not used to speed like that. He's just so incredibly quick.
Zenzen now. Getting pressured by Zacharias, finds McClellan. McClellan knifes through, gets it to the outside. Messer with the fake. Drives to the block, Shot is no good. Zacharias there for the rebound. Borman to the hoop strong. He's fouled in order to trip to the line.
If you're Coach Durkheising, you're really happy with the beginning part of this game. These guys are getting downhill, looking to score. If not, they're landing on 2, getting them up in the air and getting to the free throw line, which is a great start. That was all transition there. That was getting the ball out and going and beating them up the floor.
Free throw no good. Foul on McClellan. You'd have to think head coach Kevin Kiefler might be thinking about finding a way to get Drevlo a touch this possession down.
They certainly will find ways to get him the basketball. Looking to go a little inside out right away maybe.
Second free throw is good, makes it 5-2 on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. Final game of the night here at the Hive, at the Holiday Hoops at the Hive, the annual tournament. Messer with it. Here's Drevlo. Extends, and now Farrell gets the bump at his first.
Watching those two early, there's a little bit of pushing and shoving outside of the basketball, away from the basketball. Isaiah did a nice job there, but once he's got him locked up, he's just got to be sure. It's a little bit more a cat and mouse. You don't want to get too physical. He's too good of a player. He'll draw you out of this game and get you onto the bench. You got to make sure you're focused on that.
Zenzen gets the basketball bumped from him by Zacharias. Sideline inbound for the Main Streeters. 16:02 to go. Yellow Jackets by 3 early. Zenzen. And a foul away from the ball.
That was an absolute call there. That was a great job. Coach Durkheising talking to Dave Peterson saying, hey, take a look for this, look for it. And then right on cue, right as he did it, he pushed off. Great work over there by the head coach.
That's Treblow's first. Zacharias to the Borman. Now looking inside, not there. Swing around the perimeter. Here's Zacharias knifing through the lane. Stop, turn around, jumper, no good. Rebound grabbed. And the Main Streeters coming back the other way with it. Drevlo. Floaters contested. He's fouled. He earns a trip to the line.
And that's where Drevlo's so tough. Once he starts getting downhill, gets ahead of steam, it's just hard not to draw some contact or just let him go. But that's pretty good defense there, just better offense on his end.
Hits the first.
Yellow Jackets got to be ready for some kind of dummy pressure here on a made free throw, maybe a little bit of zone, or at least picking them up in the full.
Gets the second. Farrell. Over to Zacharias. Farrell to look for 3. It's good. He's got 5, and the Jackets lead by 4. Zenzen hands it off to Messer. Messer running downhill. At the block. Looking for help. Finds it. Now going to the hoop. McClellan. Back outside. Messer with the fake in the lane. Going up. Draws the foul. And will shoot a pair.
Just the physicality of this game growth is pretty crazy. This officiating crew is having a hard time with it just because, I mean, if you were to really call the physicality, they'd be calling a foul every up. But you want to let these two teams who play similar, you want to let them go a little bit. But man, this is intense so far. I like what we're seeing.
Nathan Rustad back into the game for the Yellow Jackets. As Messer looking to shoot the second. Does just that at the Horseman free throw line. Rustad missed the pair of games due to injury. Good to see him back on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. We touched on him being limited minutes as Thiel launches a 3. That's offline. Rebound grab, Drevlo. Zenzen with it now, back to Drevlo. Messer with Thiel on him. McClellan as they reset with the basketball. Zenzen. And now an offensive foul. That's going to be on Drevlo, and that's his second.
I hope you guys at home understand how good of coaching that is. Coach Durkheising in scout went over that play. They set him up on the UCLA screen. Isaiah Farrell gets in his way and takes the foul. Just absolutely stupendous scouting, and that's why Grant Durkheising is just I can't say enough good things about him as my assistant. He just knows he just does. Nobody scouts more than he does, and that was a testament. That could end up being a huge part of this game, getting him that second foul. That doesn't happen if you go home and watch soap opera. Instead, he sat there and scouted, and he had him ready for it.
And now a warning has been called to head coach Kevin Kiefler. You may have seen it in our screen. He was adamant that foul wasn't on Drevlo. And now they'll inbound right in front of him after he gets the bench warning. He's still talking away, but now his focus is in on this possession inside. Thiel to the hoop, strong, offline on the shot. Rebound grabbed by Messer. The energy is at a little bit of a high right now between these two squads. Play once a year, but it's always intense when they play. Zenzen into the lane, and he traveled.
The Perham defense right now is really locked in. I think maybe that warning and that call getting that charge call, getting him out of rhythm. I think that's been a big part of this. So this is going to be a tight game, but you are 100% correct. The intensity in here is not like any of the last games we watched. This feels like a playoff game.
EJ Spinel's checked in for Sauk Centre. Zacharias with it, hands it off to Farrell. Farrell in the lane. Tough shot, doesn't go. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll go to Sauk Centre. Now Alexander Drevlo will come in. He'll replace Jacob Drevlo.
Coach talked about it early compared to kind of what Sauk Centre did in the past. Last year they ran quite a few sets, but this year he said they're about 80% sets of what they run each time, and so it's a little bit harder to guard, but if you can call them out and you can get everybody on page, you'll be fine.
McClellan with the left hand ties it at 8. Thiel with it. Thiel at the head fake, drops it off, Fraser to the hoop. Doesn't get it to fall, but he'll go to the free throw line. Well, Kyle, I got a question for you. You were seeing both coaches right now trying to work the officials. How much really goes into that during a game as you?
Well, what's going on here is Kevin's trying to early in the game set the tone on what he wants. He's got his best player with some foul trouble now. He's trying to argue enough to make sure that he doesn't get a cheap third because he's been talking about it. And so once that takes place, Coach Durkeising has kind of almost an obligation to be a little bit in the ear of like, hey, just because he's talking doesn't mean you have to necessarily listen and fall for any of that stuff. So it's just it's just a chess match and just part of the game. It's just kind of a gamesmanship thing, and both these coaches are high end, so they'll be just fine. Great to see Rusted back in action, and if he can get him going, man, offensively will hit another level.
He hits the three-pointer. Braden Anderson on the feet to him. Working inside there, Spinel. Now to Drevlo. Bennett now gets it over Spinel. The ball's on the floor. Spinel brings it outside Messer. The far side, Alexander Drevlo back here to Spinel. Spinel looks to knife through, gets it here to the corner. 5 on the shot clock. Bennett with it. Kick out to the corner. Messer the look for 3 hits. Nice ball movement there by Sauk Centre to tie it up at 11. Now Rusted back the other way. Tied up, and the foul will be called on Rusted on the ground.
You'd like to see Rusted kick that back to Mika. He's wide open. Just got a head of steam going a little bit too quick, and sometimes that happens with Rusted. He hit the 3, he gets himself going, and that can be a positive sometimes. Sometimes he's just got to calm himself down as it goes through, but he ends up getting the cheap one too. So he'll be all right. He's just getting reacclimated into the game.
Turnaround jumper, Spinel short, Rusted there for the board. As you said, Miguel Leonard's back into the game for the Yellowjackets as well. He dishes it over to Rusted, who launches the 3 and hits the 3. He's got 6, and the Jackets back in front by 3. Messer drives, and Rusted now just picks up his second. And Farrell will come right back in.
Yeah, that's tough too because he just hit 2 threes, starting to feel it. A lot of times you can ride that wave when he gets going, and that's where he just needs to be a little bit more headsy in regards to getting his hands out of there. Just go hedge that thing and make him turn and move the possession. Don't give yourself a reason to get put out of the game, checked out of the game, but he'll be back in a hurry, I'm sure.
Flop Hockey checks in. He gets the ball and feeds it over to Alexander Drevlo. Now comes near side. Zen with it, hands it off Bennett. Bennett drives, kicks. Tapped out of bounds off Leonard. It'll stay with Sauk Centre. They have 18 on the shot clock. 11:07 on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard game clock. Drevlo now they swinging around the perimeter. And it's stolen away. That's Leonard. He'll drive. Layup is good.
Good hands by Meeks. He's kind of one of those unconventional defenders. Every once in a while, you'll get really upset with him because he'll be out of position, but then the next second he gets a hand on a ball and gets a steal and a score. So you just got to kind of have to live with that.
Bennett now gets it over here near side for Zenzen. Zenzen hands it off to Klavhockey. He looks to drive. Off balance on the shot, but he gets it to go for 2. Cuts it back to 3. And now a foul as they go inside the Razors. Klavhockey will pick that one up.
Cy Thiel's done a nice job of getting the ball down low. He had a nice pass for should have been a layup that Cade Razors missed, but then got made his free throws. And that one looking early in the transition post touch. Yeah, you should be very happy with Thiel. Those will end up paying dividends in regards to him knocking down threes later in the game.
Sam Dale comes in for the Yellow Jackets. Leonard drives, kicks back out. Thiel back to Leonard. Launches the 3 and hits. Now 19-13, Yellow Jackets by 6, their biggest lead of the night. Pressure on Spidle. Again, this is all happening with Jacob Dreblow saddled with 2 fouls, and Dale's going to get called for the reach.
I really think the Perham offense is coming from their defense right now. I mean, they are just not the Streeters are just not comfortable. They are trying to get through their actions, and we are just there ahead of it. And that's going to be one of those things that coach is going to have to figure out, because you're already in a tough spot without your best scorer. Now, how long do you go with that, knowing that Perham's defending at a high level?
Gardner Nelson checks back in for Sauk Centre. Zenzen with the basketball. Hands it off. Driving to the hoop. It's nice and through was Spidle, but he can't finish. Thiel back the other way. Drops it off for Anderson. Anderson goes to the floor. It's tied up. He got a little ahead of himself. 9:40 to go. Possession arrow gives it to Sauk Centre. Now coming back in will be Jacob Dreblow. And he's got 2 fouls, leads the team in scoring, over 25 points per game. As Alexander Dreblow bounces it over there for Klavhockey into the lane. Kick back out outside to Zenzen. Zenzen brings it up to Nelson. In the corner, a 3 on its way. Good luck, couldn't get it to go by Alexander Dreblow, and back come the Yellow Jackets. Farrell, now they'll slow it down into the half-court game as we approach the 9-minute mark of our opening half. In the 4th game of the day here at the Holiday Hoops at the Hive.
They're trying to run a set here to see T down low, trying to get him his 3rd foul here, but they just couldn't get set into it. I think there's a little confusion.
Anderson bullies his way through the lane, and now a foul on the rebound attempt. Foul is going to be on Dale. He quickly has 2.
Yeah, he's just got to know when he's out of position. You can't just go as hard as you can for that basketball. You're going to pick it up.
And that's going to put Klavhockey to the free throw line, where Sauk Center's 4 of 4. The Horseman free throw line, Mason Klavhockey gets that to go. He earns the 2nd.
If there's been one thing that's hurt the Yellow Jackets so far, is they have found themselves in foul trouble throughout their first 5 games.
Klavhockey goes 2 of 2. Cuts the lead to 4. Yellow Jackets back. Field the look for 3. That's good.
Absolutely love that possession. It only happens if CT sprints the floor and gets to the corner and we push tempo. Really looked comfortable with that 3. Just another great possession out of a made free throw, pushing tempo as fast as you can.
Messer drives straight up on the defense, and the Yellow Jackets come back the other way. Razor fights through, unable to get that shot to go. Dribble back now. Messer thought about it. Goes near side. Nelson. Dribble will take. That's offline. Long rebound saved A nice athletic play by Zenzen, throws it off the leg. It'll stay with the Main Streeters.
One of the things you see, too, with a guy like Drevlo, as he hasn't got going yet, that is going to get him to take some of these tough shots when it just hasn't flowed for him yet. So, if we can keep him off balance, life's going to be good.
Drevlo turnaround jumper offline, off short, but another rebound. Ooh. And a couple of spillage. And now they'll settle it down after Sauk Centre gets it back. Driving through, tough shot, Zenzen. Farrell gets the board. Comes back the other way, into the lane, short jumper is good. Nice touch there by Farrell. He's got 7 now. The Yellowjackets lead 24-15. Zenzen hands it off. Gets it back now to Drevlo. Foul on Borman. I believe one of those displacement didn't allow. As Drevlo went up, that puts him at the line. Second free throw forthcoming. Gets them both, and we got a timeout. We'll take a break. 24.
At Hilltop Lumber, we're not just about building materials. We're about building relationships. We're honored to be recognized for our excellence in our industry. But the greatest reward? It's the trust we built with our customers. It's not just about providing quality materials. It's about building strong relationships. We're proud to be a part of the communities we serve, working with you to bring your vision to life. Because at Hilltop Lumber, success is measured by the partnerships we create and the homes, businesses, and dreams we help build together. Hilltop Lumber, where we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
Perham Health is here to take care of you, to keep you crushing it. Broken bone? We'll fix it. New baby? We'll deliver. We've heard that. And yes, we can help. From life's big moments to the annoyingly sick ones, our providers have the expertise and compassion to handle it all. Perham Health, so you can keep on hitting it.
Welcome back out of the timeout. Yellowjackets with the basketball. Farrell will come into your screen with it. To Thiel, back to Farrell. Thiel to Rustan, who's checked back in. Farrell hands it off to Thiel. Thiel into the lane, stops, kick out to the corner for Zacharias, who's short on the shot. Now a foul. Razor gets in the arms of McClellan. Puts him to the line. That's his second. And for the rest of the way, after this one, Sauk Centre shooting 2.
Yeah, normally you have to make a little bit of an adjustment too as a defense, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So just got to be a little bit more assured in what you're doing defensively, but just want to make sure we don't have too many guys in foul trouble, but I'm sure we'll get it handled.
10 in a row at the line by Sauk Centre. Makes it 24-19. Farrell with it. Into the lane. Rustin. Goes with Thiel. Now they look inside to Razor. Back outside. Thiel the 3. Off the front iron. Rebound tapped around. Eventually corralled by Zenzen. Spidel to the far side. Messer.
You can just see, what coach talks about in possessions for Sauk Centre. Just trying to play in a style of basketball that he wants. Just, creating some downhill moments where they can land on two and continue to get to the line, just because that's the type of players he has too. So you've seen that kind of adjust a little bit, and then you have a great move there by Cade Razor. Looked really comfortable. I'm glad they're feeding him the rock. Just makes life a lot easier if your post can get a couple buckets early for you. We'll open up that outside game as well as getting that dribble drive going.
And now Farrell with the steal. Takes a look back, drives, and is unable to get the layup to go. Sauk Centre back the other way, Drublow gets the bucket.
That's a tough one there, right? Is close to a kind of undercut push, doesn't get called, then they get up in transition. It's a big 4-point swing there towards the end of this half.
Thiel, contact there, he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
You've really seen a lot of, just kind of, it's a slow process, but Thiel has done a nice job of kind of continuing to gain his composure more throughout the basketball game, stay true. He's going to be in a lot of physical altercations because he's guarding a lot of bigs. He's certainly getting down, around the bucket more. He's really good with he's just got such broad shoulders. And then you see there, he's able to draw contact where you just have no choice but to foul, and then he's a fantastic free throw shooter. Puts in, more time at the free throw line than probably about anybody. And so just a great maturity as he's gotten older. And looked for him, if he can continue to kind of figure that side of it out, he's just going to be one of those major forces in the Heart Lakes Conference and in the section.
Pressure by Zacharias as the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Sauk Centre basketball, trailing by 7, 5:05 to go in our opening half here at the Hive. Zenzen into the corner. Going to the floor was McClellan. He's able to get it to Zenzen, who drives high off the glass. No, rebound tapped out of bounds. Saved and goes out for Razor. Nice hustle play there by the Main Streeters. 16 on the shot clock. Zenzen calling it out. Now gets it to Drevlo. Alexander Drevlo pull-up jumper for him. No. Rebound, Thiel. Farrell back the other way. Finds Thiel. Thiel driving downhill, drops it off for Leonard. The short jumper's no good. And we got an official stoppage to check on Carter Nelson, who hit the floor hard. They will check with him, and he'll go visit with the trainer, Colton Lehman, for a moment. Brandon Anderson will check in. Nice job by the officials there to stop that once they realized. Zenzen with it. Looking for a call. Gets it to Spidel. Comes over to the near side. Now inside Spidel. Farrell rises up. Spidel did a nice job of staying up in the air as Farrell comes down, and it's a foul.
Yeah, Isaiah doesn't like it, but when you come flying arms down like that, he did a nice job of going up and contesting. Made him I don't even know if he would have got a shot off there, but once you come down with those arms, it's just hard not to have that called, regardless of how clean it is.
Sauk Centre at the line, 11 of 11.
That's what's keeping them in the game. Half court wise, getting, scoring at the bucket has not been their thing. And so nice to see we jinxed them because that's really been their way of scoring this first half.
Field now to Borman. Leonard hands it off to Anderson. And miscommunication between Anderson and Razor, and the ball ends up in the entryway with 3:54 to go. Kendall Bennett comes back in for Sauk Centre. Spinal with it. Head down in the lane. Gets to the hoop and gets it to go. Field the other way. Looking into Razor. Razor trying to kick it out. Anderson. Around the perimeter comes the Thiel. He will take the three. That's offline. Bennett the rebound. Hands it off. Spidel again. Back to Bennett. You know what Spidel wants to do. Let's get to the hoop. Here's McClellan.
Yellowjackets just playing really good quality half-court man.
And a travel as Spidel hopped through the lane.
You know, the thing about CT is he led the conference in three-pointers made and three-point percentage. He just seems to have a little hitch in his three that I think he's working through, but you know that he's going to put the time in to figure it out. But you could tell he's a little frustrated as he just can't quite find it, although he has hit one today.
Borman inside shot blocked. They battle for it. Still a battle. Razor comes away with it. Anderson now. Leonard over to Thiel. Thiel will drive nice through. Gets the bucket and the foul. You talk about being unable to hit right now from outside, but he's finding different ways. And him attacking downhill has been something to watch this year as it has progressed in his game.
Just really comfortable getting downhill. And then I think the whole possession there goes to Cade Razor. I mean, that ball is loose. It looked like it was in the hands of a Sauk Centre player, and he simply yanked it and grabbed it out of there. And coach is talking about it right now, saying, hey, that possession, this and one, doesn't happen without you. So wonderful job there, adding a possession in a game that's probably going to be close, but just Perham's done all those little things so far that have been the difference.
Blackhawk had the lane closed on him. Bennett still has it. Now gets it to Spidel. Hands it off Clap Hockey. He's going to knife through the lane. Off balance shot. No good. Leonard the rebound. Leonard now loses the ball. And Bennett's going to come back the other way, and he gets fouled. He'll shoot a pair. Foul is going to be on Braden Anderson.
Yeah, Meeks, a couple live ball turnovers here that you just can't really have in a varsity basketball game. Coach wanted him to advance that pass and move it up instead of trying to kind of create. And if he waits too long, that's what happens is you kind of get up in the air with nowhere to go, and you got about a half second to figure it out. And normally that is not going to lead to good things. But he'll figure it out as the season goes on. He's still a young player, but overall, pretty happy with his offense so far.
Dale skies for the board is a couple of rare misses at the free throw line by Sauk Centre. Zacharias now to Borman. Leonard with it. Thiel. They exchange. Dish back out. Thiel takes the three. That one's short. Zacharias gets the board though. Bennett on him. Zacharias to the hoop strong and finishes.
Once he gets his head down and he's decided he's going to go, he's going to go. And so he does a nice job of getting down there, landing on two, and then using the backboard, using his body to kind of clear space to get that bucket to go in.
Outside Bennett is fouled. Fouls on Sam Bale. That's his third. Bennett back at the line. Missed two earlier. Gets that one to go. And Drevlo coming back onto the floor. Kind of a pivotal 124 in this contest. Short. Borman with it to Thiel. Zacharias. Swing around. Thiel now. 1:10 to go on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. Leonard drives, kicks out as Adam Check was driving, gets thrown away.
Yeah, Adam Check playing the dunker position is not in a scoring spot right now. So Dirk is saying, hey, it's your job to score in that position. He's in there to buy us a minute or two defensively towards the end of this half to keep other guys out of foul trouble.
Spidel knifes through, can't get it to go. Rebound to Leonard off of Adam Check. Borman with it. Kick to the corner. Thiel the three. Gets that one to go.
You can just sense when he releases it, can't you? If he has that hitch, he misses short. If he releases nice and confident, the thing's in every time.
It's an 11-point Yellow Jacket lead. Clap Hockey with it. Hands it off Spinal to the corner. Zenzen thought about it now, trying to drive, but Zacharias cut him off. 4 seconds the difference between the shot and the game clock. Nelson back in the game. Good to see for Sauk Centre. Pressure on Cloudhawk. He just throws it up top. Spidle's going to drive, dish off the hands of Nelson and turned over. Yellow Jackets numbers back the other way, and Borman gets it to go and finishes. A nice late run by the Yellow Jackets. Has them up 13. A heave on its way and just offline, and the Yellow Jackets take a 38-25 lead into the break. We'll be back, joined by Yellow Jacket Ashton Kunze right here on the 549 Media Network.
We take pride in what we send out. When you open a bag of licorice, you want that licorice to look good. You want that licorice to taste good. We work for you. We take pride in what we're making and what we are offering. It is so important to me. I do thank KLM from the bottom of my heart. They believe you and your family is important.
McCall Construction is the Lakes area full-service construction management company, offering a truly personalized experience. From dream homes to commercial spaces, McCall Construction focuses on putting you first with experienced value engineering that delivers on your vision and surpasses your expectations. Whether you already have a plan or you're just getting started, give them a call. McCall Construction will make the entire process so much easier. Call them at 218-346-7070 or check them out on Facebook.
Central Market, the fresh place in Perham and Detroit Lakes, offering the freshest meat, produce, bakery, and deli products possible with great value for your money. A visit to Central Market is a journey into freshness. You'll always be able to find a wide variety of items that will result in the perfect meal for your family and friends. Begin with their meat department, and whether it's succulent fruit and vegetables, fresh baked specialties from their bakery, or the convenience of fresh deli selections, Central Market is the fresh place for your family. Go Yellow Jackets.
And welcome back here at halftime. I'm Jason Groth with Kyle Heverin. We're now joined by Yellow Jackets Ashton Kunze. Nice victory tonight over New York Mills here at the Holiday Hoops at the Hive. First of all, how did it feel to get the nice win over the Eagles?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, we kind of had our plan set for since the beginning. I don't know.
You guys, just the balanced attack continues to be a thing for your team. What's that like, and how are you able to just move the ball around and spread the ball around?
Yeah, I think we really try to focus on swinging the ball and finding the extra person and kind of just getting it up the floor.
Yeah, we had, obviously that the stat line, there was girls that had more points than you, probably had more rebounds than you, but you are our player of the game. And one of the reasons that is because you make so many of those little plays. I love watching you play basketball just because of your court vision, your ability to get on the floor. You have really good hands defensively. What do you think are your biggest strengths in regards to your game?
I think, kind of just doing the little things or trying to focus on the little things always. And I'd say probably just defense.
Okay, so where do you think that came from? Is that just something that you've had intrinsically motivated, or is it your parents or somebody you watched? Because you certainly play a certain style of basketball that's really fun to watch for a fan.
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess I kind of just came over the years. I've always tried to be the one to just stop the ball and just go get our offense another possession.
Now tomorrow night you're going to face the Sauk Centre team, a very solid team. Short layoff. What are some things you think will be the keys when you face the Main Streeters tomorrow night?
I think really being in help defense. Sometimes that's one thing that we always talk about at halftime, and then just moving the ball and playing with each other.
your squad overall, just the team, how do you guys bring that energy every day to the gym and just keep building? It seems like it's one thing you never have to question with your team is the energy.
I think, well, we just always try to have energy, like just picking each other up. I mean, our teams, we have a really good foundation, so we're always like positive energy, like everyone's helping each other all the time.
Yeah, last question, I think, or maybe Growth will have one more. Obviously, it's a holiday season. Did you have a particular present that you liked? You know, what was your favorite present over the break?
I don't know. I got a lot of good ones, I guess. I mean, I got victory insoles. Those are...
Well, I don't know what those are, but I'm sure my preteen daughters will tell me all about them when I get home.
And one other thing, like kind of follow up what Kyle did, what's kind of before game day, pregame ritual for Ashton Kunza?
I like Alani, so I usually have an energy drink, but like just trying to lock in and like have fun with everyone else and just go get drinks sometimes. Or.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Nice game today, Ashton. We thank you for stopping by our halftime show. That is Yellow Jacket Ashton Kunza right here on the 549 Media Network. We'll be back to continue our halftime show as the Yellow Jackets lead Sauk.
Yes, garbage is gross, but here at Steve's Sanitation, we are your trash experts with experience to back it up. At Steve's Sanitation, we know how to schedule your trash pickups without missing a beat, and we have been doing it for over 30 years in Perham and the Lakes area. Steve's Sanitation has been voted the best garbage service in the Lakes area since 2019. With 30 dedicated employees, we're here to take care of your trash. For more information, call us at 218-346-4834 or visit our website at stevesanitation.com.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Picture this, brand new floors that make your home feel brand new. At Interiors by Winkles in Perham, flooring isn't just what we do, it's all we do. For over 35 years, our family-owned showroom has helped homeowners find the perfect carpet, hardwood, vinyl, or tile. We handle it all. Design ideas, detailed estimates, and expert installation, so you can enjoy the results, not the stress. Interiors by Winkles, where flooring meets expertise. Visit interiorsbywinkles.com to start today.
Welcome back here at the excuse me. 4 games starting to catch up a little bit. Yellow Jackets lead this one 38-25. Yellow Jackets 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Sauk Centre 12 of 16. Really did a nice job. And if it wasn't for those points at the free throw line, they're definitely in a bigger hole than what they are right now.
I think that's the major call of the first half is Perham's half-court defense. And you know when you have Arlie Ohm as your assistant and Gary Grew as your assistant, and Grant has always been a fantastic defensive coach, that they were going to be ready. But this is by far, over their 6-game stretch, this is the best they have played defensively. And this is probably the best team they've played in regards to kind of half-court offensive action with them and Pelican. And it's just, overall, they've just been incredibly locked in throughout, got themselves in a little bit of foul trouble. The one thing that makes you a little bit nervous is that they left 4 on the bench. Sauk Centre did for most of the first half, just because I think if they knew if they got his third, that really hampers you offensively in the second half. And so sometimes as a coach, you kind of put them on the floor and say, hey, you're going to absolutely crush it the second half. We just have no choice but to put you on the bench. And so that's one thing. If they can contain him in the second half, this thing's going to go our way. But they certainly know that you don't just average 26 points a game for nothing, and we have the guys to defend him, but certainly he'll find his way to get buckets.
I don't know if you have the feel of this, but I think the first 5 minutes of this half are really going to dictate things, and Sauk Centre is going to come out on a mission trying to get on a run, but if the Yellow Jackets are able to maybe stretch this out, it could really change the flow of the second half in that first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you know what Coach is saying. I mean, if we continue to defend like that, none of it matters. We only need, we can give up 50. We're going to find a way to 52. So I think that would be the push, is just continue to defend like you're defending. and playing for each other, making every single shot hard or contested. And if at the end of the day you end up putting them at the line, they're probably not going to go 14 of 16 or whatever, 12 of 16 in the second half. And so you feel really, really good about where you're at. And I think anytime you score 38.5, you feel good about your offense as well, and that's through a number of different guys. Like the way Cy Thiel played, like the way the Cade Razor played. And then Russ said came in there, knocked down a couple of threes, and then had to go to the bench. But just overall, really good effort by the Yellow Jackets so far.
And also a thing that, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, you had to be happy to see that three-pointer at the end of the half for Cypress Seal go through the hoop. He started the game with one, went on a little bit of a lull, and he's been struggling from outside. But for him and his confidence to see that one go through had to feel good.
Well, watching him in the warm-ups, he looks like the normal CT that I'm used to. So once he gets that figured out, you add in a guy like Isaiah Farrell to this team that just kind of runs the ship. He's proud of that, finds way to, he's not going to be tons of stats this year in regards to that. He's had a couple really nice buckets around the rim, but he's just so good at creating and pushing tempo and doing those little things that coaches love.
We'll take one last timeout, come back, and have you set up for the second half here at the Holiday.
It's something new every day, some different stuff to do. It's not the same monotonous thing over and over again.
Everybody works together, everybody knows everybody, we all get along just well. It's just a great company to work with.
It's like a big family here. It's just everybody gets along with everybody and everybody clicks. Everybody just helps everybody out. And it's a pretty awesome job to have.
Welcome you back into the Hive. Both teams getting last-second instructions from their coaching staffs as we get ready for what should be an eventful final 18 minutes, potentially more. I'm not going to make that call here at the Hive.
What with these two teams and these two programs, so you're not going to see a ton of crazy adjustments and them go zones or anything like that. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. They're both programs that are going to play hard quality defense and just find different ways to score. So don't look for a ton of adjustments this second half.
Razor now to Farrell. Kicks out to the corner. Razor now. Farrell with it. He has 7 on the night. Drives to the hoop strong. That one's no good. Thiel leads away with 11 for the Yellow Jackets on the other side. Drevlo launches. That one's no good. He's got 6. And Messer has 7 to lead the way for the Main Streeters.
If anything, you're seeing Sauk Centre sink a little bit in their action. They're also leaving. You can hear Coach talking, leaving Cade Razor. If he's going to leave the paint, they're going to let him stay there. You might as well help.
Farrell with it to Borman. Over to Zacharias, now to Thiel. He's looking to drive. Pull-up jumper from Thiel's offline. Razor battles for the board. Messer comes away with it. Messer also is another player that started well from the outside, but got himself in the foul troubles. Dribble finishes at the bucket. He's got 8 now.
And that came more in transition than in a half-court action, so they got to make sure they get back and not allow him to get comfortable.
Thiel, the floater is no good, but he's fouled. And he'll get back to the free throw line where he's 3 of 3 on the night. That's on McClellan. That's his 4th.
It's a big foul there. Big foul.
EJ Spinal getting ready to check in. Thiel gets the front end and gets it to roll.
I would guess that Perham's going to come out with maybe some zone full court pressure here on a make. Coach loves to kind of mix that up on made free throws. I would guess that's what we're going to see.
Both are good. 40-27 is the score. No one to help on the inbound. They got to hurry. Zenzen comes back, gets it from Drevlo.
I was wrong.
Spinal kicks it out. Corner 3 offline. Thiel the rebound. Off the miss from Zenzen. The Yellow Jackets back with Zacharias. He goes to the hoop. Contested by Messer. Gets his rebound though. Now comes back out to Thiel. He lines it up and hits.
That looked very similar to half-time warm-ups. He looked really comfortable. And so when he does that, he's going to get shots up right away, and that's a great start so far for the Yellow Jackets.
Extends the lead to 16. Messer with it. Razor on him, and now Razor's going to get called. Got that arm of Messer.
Yeah, absolutely no reason to do that. He was battling. They were letting the body pushing go. You got to just let that go and make him kick it. No reason to try to pick up an early foul. That's the one way to get them back in it, is if they can, get to the free throw line as much as they did in the first half.
Drevlo got a look, rushed it, couldn't get it to drop. Now Razor back the other way. He goes to the floor and held ball. Eventually is the call here on the near side. Possession arrow gives it back to Sauk Centre with 15:30 to go on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. Zenzen gets it to Messer. Back out to Zenzen. Knifes through, left hand, good for Zenzen. His first bucket of the game. Farrell with it now. To Zacharias. He's going to direct. Thiel.
Trying to get an early flare screen out of that action to get Thiel going. Just the play just never progressed, but they should be okay.
Thiel dishes it over here to Zacharias. Farrell rises up and hits.
Yeah, just such an underrated part of his game. I can promise you, if you go to the Pack, if you go here in the morning, if you go here at night, if you go here at midnight, if you're looking in the gym, that's where you're going to find him. And he doesn't take a lot of threes, but if they're set threes, they're going down because he puts the time in.
Zenzen drives baseline, draws the foul. And Zenzen's going to shoot a pair.
Tate's talking to Borman about going straight up. Borman should maybe say, Tate, stay in the stance and don't get on your toes. I went to have to come over there.
Razor is fourth. Zenzen at the line. That one goes. Sauk Centre in that first half, 12 of 16. Rustad will come back in.
You can see how good this team's going to be, Growth. Right now you have Rustad coming off the bench, so Razor gets in foul trouble. So you put in an all-conference player in the basketball game from last year. So as they figure out who they are and kind of continue to figure it out, which they seem to be doing that right now as we're watching, this is going to be one special basketball team, I think.
Farrell with it. Near side, Thiel. Thiel tries to go up. He thought there was contact, ends up losing the basketball. It'll end up being Sauk Centre basketball. If this stands, tomorrow's game, if the score stands the way it does, the pace will be something else.
It is going to be, if we can continue to do this and win this basketball game, it will be two contradicting styles of basketball which the likes have never been seen.
Drevlo, the three, doesn't get it to go. Rustad, the rebound.
But there is a lot of basketball to be played here. Rebounding the basketball better than they have the last few games. A couple of these guys are really stepping up.
And Thiel hits again. He's feeling it. His fourth three-pointer of the night. He's got 19 to lead the way for the Yellow Jackets. And that's the lead. 19 is Spital with it. Nice feed. Messer on the cut, but he can't finish. That's when you just shake your head at it. Feel that coach there, Kiefler was. As Farrell comes back the other way, and Drevlo gets it to Messer. Messer drops it off, looking for Spital, too far out of bounds. That's going to lead to a timeout. We'll take it with them. Yellow Jackets leading.
It's not necessary to build your business in Perham, Minnesota to be successful. But it sure does help. Hammers Construction, your vision, our team.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Welcome back out of the timeout. Yellowjackets lead by 19, 13:05 to go. Taking a look at tomorrow's schedule, starting at 10 a.m. Park Christian and New York Mills in girls basketball action. Then Painesville will play the loser of this one, and then at 1:30 Sauk Centre and Perham in girls basketball action, and then Big Lake awaits the winner of this one. To conclude the Holiday Hoops at the Hive, as Farrell drives, kicks it back out now to Anderson. The skip to Rustad, the three is good. He's got 9 points now after hitting that one. On the Yellowjackets lead by 22, sorry, Kyle.
They went with the 1-4 low look there just to allow Isaiah to go right on 4. Didn't get the bucket, but was able to get it kicked out, an extra pass. And we just have gotten really hot from the three-point line. Hopefully that can continue.
Messer answers, cuts it to 20. Rustad to Anderson. Farrell with it. Rustad. Bounce pass there. Borman left wide open. Drives, dishes. Now Rustad will take. Heel hit. Rustad now with 12. And the Yellowjackets have extended it to 23. Zenzen drives. Now to Messer. Spital. In the lane. Foul on the way to the hoop. He'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
The nice thing is that Sauk Centre is scoring how they were in the first half. Kind of grungy, tough buckets around the rim or getting to the free throw line. And we're playing much better offensively the second half, and we scored 38 in the first half. So moving the ball around, snapping it around, everybody hitting shots. Just look really good so far tonight.
Spital hits the first. Second on his way, it's good. 55-34 Yellowjackets. Farrell with it now. Here's Rustad. And a foul. He was held there by Austin Leonard. Foul there on Leonard. Into Thiel. Thiel. Great space, goes up off the glass, no good. And now he's fouled and will shoot a pair.
He's just so strong down there. Just such broad shoulders, and he knows how to use his body correctly. He's very, very good at using his body on both sides of the floor. That's why he's defending bigs, more, not necessarily even by necessity, but he just does a nice job of kind of moving bodies and moving guys without drawing many fouls.
Free throw there by Thiel's no good. Gets the second though. He's got 20. Dribble with it. Now Nelson, to Leonard. They swing around. Zenzen gets it. They hand it off Spital. Trying to drop it into the lane. Dale gets it. Dale. Pass too far for Rustad. Saved. Farrell with it now. Anderson. Thiel walks into a three just off the iron. Drevlo, too strong.
They've been face guarding him all night, and you can just see it starting to wear on him.
Rustad with the head fake over to Anderson. Farrell with it now. Thiel. Thiel, kick out. Farrell calling for it. Launching and hitting. Farrell with 13. Yellow Jackets up big. Left hand sends in, and he's fouled.
Yeah, one of the things they're doing, with face guard and 4 and keeping him in the corners and moving around, if you're at Sauk Centre, sometimes you got to take advantage of the no help, right? If you know there's not going to be any help on that side of the floor because he's getting face guarded, they just have kind of not really adjusted to using that to their advantage as much and just kind of ran their normal offense, hoping that he would kick out of it. And it's just, there's just too many quality defenders on this Perham team to wear him down. Even you look at a guy like Braden Anderson. Braden Anderson 2 years ago was probably the best defensive player we had in our program, even though he was a JV guy. And unfortunately with injuries, he's gotten kind of out of it. But as he gets better, he's still an unbelievable on-ball defender. So they can just keep throwing guys at you for a few minutes here and there and take away your best player.
Drevlo gets a rebound now back the other way. A foul will put the Yellow Jackets back to the line.
That's what we talked about with Coach Yerkeising in the other boys game during halftime is, they have made a concerted effort to push tempo more than any Perham team has in a very long time. And his reason for that, he talked about was, it's the style of players we have. It's how we want to push. It's a fun way to play basketball. But you see right there, that's a perfect example. Without pushing tempo, that play doesn't happen. He gets it. He feels like he's got him on his hip. He's able to draw a foul and just kind of keep extending this lead, just through that pushing a little bit more tempo that you have to do in practice. Meeks.
And 3 in the lane is Dale. Got the rebound.
They could have called the travel on Meeks there, too. He started doing the Sonic the Hedgehog thing where his feet got moving before the ball went down.
Here's Bennett. Into Drevlo. Drevlo off the glass. Gets it to go. He's now got 12, but it's 60-39. Farrell with it. Anderson now. Anderson gets it up top to Leonard. Inside, Thiel off the glass. No, rebound tapped out. Dale with it. He's going to power through, dish to Anderson. Back outside, Farrell the 3. That one's too strong. Long rebound, Farrell gets his own board. Inside, Thiel to the hoop, gets it to go. And you just see the will of Sauk Centre just deflating. As the Yellow Jackets been all over the offensive glass in the second half. 3 from the corner, too strong. Rebound inside, they'll grab by Austin Leonard. Bennett tries to drive, loses it, and he's fouled. 9:02 to go, Yellow Jackets lead 62-39.
One of the things is, as a coach, too, you like when these games where you're kind of at that 20 range, that you're playing a quality opponent, is you got to kind of have that floor general to take care of business and not allow kind of any of that minutia to take hold. And that's where Isaiah Farrell, only a sophomore, he is not going to let things break down. He leads by example, but he also leads by his voice offensively, particularly, where he's just going to handle it. You saw that in that last possession. He gets the rebound, takes his time, finds his open guy, knowing he's going to have somebody open, and gets the layup. And that's just – there's been about 3 games so far where it's just people will go, man, Farrell should maybe score a little bit more, getting downhill. No, he's doing everything for him, and he's just a wonderful person and even better, wonderful person and wonderful basketball player.
He picks up the foul, though, as Drevlo was attacking through the lane, puts him to the line. Gives him 3 fouls as Drevlo goes 0 of 2. And a rare missed opportunity for Sauk Centre, but it turnovers. Anderson looks at his hands. Loses that one out of his hands. Very rare for the sure-handed shortstop. Our middle infielder now for the Yellow Jackets, the baseball squad as well. And one of the Perham Pirates. As now they swing around Bennett with it. Head fake there. Bennett will drive. And Razor picks it up. Farrell with it now. Leonard. And Thiel exchanges the ball in the backcourt. Razor. To the corner, tough pass. Drevlo gets it. Drevlo. Nice ball fake, goes to the hoop, just doesn't finish. Leonard gets the rebound, ripped away. Held ball is going to be the call. Possession arrow gives it to the Yellow Jackets with 8:02 to go, leading 62-39 on your Hilltop Lumber scoreboard. Head coach Grant Durkheising has yet to use a timeout with 8:02 to go in the second half. Thiel drives, loses control of the ball, and it's Eli Yarkey with it. He'll drive, left hand, good.
Good call there.
As the Yellow Jackets take their first.
Hi, I'm Tammy Jo Awney at United Community Bank, your local community bank. We've been serving the area since 1911, helping families grow, businesses expand, right here locally. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas from your friends at United Community Bank. We'd like to thank you for banking locally, serving you locally in Perham, Frazee, and Dent.
United Community Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Hive. Out of the timeouts, it's going to be Yellow Jacket basketball after the made bucket by Yarkey to make it 62-41. Zacharias, also one of those senior leaders, checking in for the Yellow Jackets. Nathan Rusted with a nice return tonight, has 12 points. Razor with it. To Zacharias. Drives to the Farrell. Now Rustan swinging around Thiel. Farrell with it. Rustan head fake now to Zacharias as the Yellow Jackets working some clock. Thiel's going to jump stuff into the lane and get bumped and go to the line to shoot a pair.
We were talking about it earlier, but the way this game is holding, it's going to be certainly an interesting game in regards to the tempo and how it ends up being played. I certainly think of the guys on the floor right now, Rusted, Isaiah Farrell, and certainly Tate Zacharias are going to enjoy the style of play tomorrow in that run and gun that they want to play and push. I think we'll be in good shape tomorrow if we continue to play defense like we did tonight.
Thiel gets the first. The second goes as well. Bennett with it, he'll bring it up court. Hands it off, Yarkey with it. So we approach the 7-minute mark. Yellow Jackets by 23 here at the Hive. Defending their holiday hoops at the Hive Corral. This is a rematch of last year's championship as Yarkey hits the three. He's brought some energy off the bench for Sauk Centre. Zacharias now to Rustin. Spins in the lane, tied up, but a foul. If that's on McClellan, it's not. Would have been his fifth. It's on Yarkey.
That's a tough one. He got the spin move going. A little bit of a lucky call that Rusted got. I'm not sure he knew what the plan was once he got that spin move finished, but he's just looking to get, to the bucket. He's so good at finding different ways to score the basketball, and just with him getting back in the groove, I'm sure that coach is saying, hey, find a way to kind of find your groove offensively as we get through towards the end of this game. And that one was one he probably would want back, although he was able to get to the free throw line, which is all a coach asked for.
Bennett will bring it up now, guarded by Zacharias. Looks inside to the hoop. Off balance on the shot by Gilmore.
Aren't we really fortunate with the two squads we have this year in Perham?
Definitely, especially with the way you see these two teams, the girls growing and definitely the boys team continuing to grow with their couple of hard-fought wins and now a nice 21-point lead here tonight. You can just see head coach Grant Durkheising just building this team. And Borman fighting. That blocked by Sauk Centre. Three-pointer by Yarkey. No good. It rolls over the top of the backboard.
Are we sure that's out of bounds, Growth? We saw one go off the back of the the cylinder behind it that didn't get called out of bounds today. Nobody knows what we're talking about because that was like 6 games ago. That was one odd play. The thing went flying off the back, but they just let it go.
That was a rarity. I don't know if I've ever seen that in a game until today. Zacharias looks to drive, kicks it outside. Deal. Rustad now to Zacharias. He directs. And now a bump. Foul's going to be on Carter Nelson.
Fields feeling it from the free throw line too. So, 2 hands like that, that's what happens when you just get bullied down below. You're trying to beat him to a spot, so you come in there trying to get away with it. But, Dylan's not going to miss that with 2 hands right on their back. And so I don't know what CT's up to right now. It's got to be mid-20s, but just having a wonderful game both inside and out, staying out of foul trouble. He's played the vast majority of the basketball game, which is, I'm sure, what he wants. And one of the things I talked about, going into this season when people asked me, I said he's going to have to guard bigs. And because of that physicality, is he going to get in foul trouble? Is he going to be able to stay disciplined? And so far this season, he's certainly been able to do that.
Short on the free throws, got 26 on the night. Does Thiel. Anderson with it now. Rustad. Over to Farrell. He's going to fire and hits. Isaiah Farrell with 3 second-half pointers, has 16 on the night. We'll just call that ball movement there the outer tail power play of the game for the Yellowjackets. One of those threes that they've hit a few tonight as they work inside. Does Messer, gets the bucket to go, but the ball movement there is almost pretty much the dagger it was for the Yellowjackets with that 3. Thiel to Rustin.
Just very impressed with this squad tonight. They've kind of had different type of style of opponent the last couple of nights that they've played, and so I was knowing Sauk Centre is not a great offensive squad, but they're going to defend and be strong, and I believe they start 4 seniors or 5 seniors. You knew that's going to be a little bit trickier for those young guards that are still learning how to play varsity, but man, they are learning in a hurry. And so as this team continues to grow, look to them at them to be certainly a threat to win the conference, and certainly a major threat in the section, which this year is absolutely wide open.
As we talk about tonight, just a clinical type performance.
Yes, that's a great way to put it, Growth. It was from just absolutely, they didn't turn it over. They knocked down shots. They just wore out their opponent. They rebounded it well. Clinical is definitely the word. I like that word a lot more than wholesale changes.
As both teams have made those a little bit here. As driving to the hoop is Zenzen. He'll go to the line. As Anderson picks up the foul, Zenzen will be at the line. Now Razor comes back in. Cypress Seal, nice round of applause. Zenzen short on the second. Poked away and stolen. It's Rustad back the other way. Rustad knifes through and finishes at the hoop.
What a nice take there. Gathered himself, landed on 2 and finished. Love it.
Messer with it. Zenzen knifes through, tied up. Adam checked the reach.
I think you got a good sense there, too, of Braden's defensive ability there. Right, that's a really good offensive player. Ripping to his left and just gets walled up. If it wasn't for Anacek coming in there trying to get the jump ball, I mean, we're, absolutely perfect defensively.
Timeout called as the Streeters make several changes, as will the Yellow.
Hey, it's Tucker again. Did you know? EOT Insurance Agency.
At New Horizons Realty, we're on your team. For over 25 years, we've been helping families and businesses find the perfect place to call home here in the Lakes area. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just dreaming, we've got the experience and local knowledge to guide you through every step of your real estate journey. As proud supporters of the Perham Yellowjackets, we believe in building strong teams on the mat, court, or field, and in the community. Check out our current listings at perhamrealestate.com or give us a call today at 218-346-7767.
We come back out of the timeout. Yellow Jackets.
Definitely some changes here.
You just wanted to make sure I didn't say that word.
I like this squad that we got in here. Michael Beach Jr., just a really hustle guy, goes out and fights as hard as he can. You got Cash down below at 25. I mean, he's a good player. And then Dominic Reyes had a great season last year, JV-wise. Really kind of, came out of, his shell a little bit offensively. And so these are some guys that definitely deserve the minutes, and I'm glad to see that they're out there.
Reed Wolkosh brings the ball up court. Here's Adamczyk. Beach now. Comes back to Adamczyk, knifes through, loses control of the basketball. Here's Drevlo with it. Austin Leonard gets it back to Drevlo. Alexander Drevlo, a couple of carries, or high dribbles, excuse me. As a three-pointer's no good. Rebound tapped around, grabbed by Adamczyk. Up ahead, here's Beach. Left hand too strong. Rebound grabbed by Sauk Centre. Safe to say, Yellow Jackets will be back in the championship tomorrow against Big Lake. An afternoon start as Leonard drives for Sauk Centre. Alexander Drevlo drives. Pull-up jumper. He gets it to go. Beach with it. They swing around. Now Reyes to Adamczyk. Reyes gets it back. Adamczyk to the corner. Wolkosh back up top. He gets it back. Pull-up jumper from him. Too strong. Rebound grabbed by Drevlo. Back the other way of the Main Streeters as we approach the 2-minute mark of our fourth and final game of the day, and it's stolen away. Here's Reyes with it.
Great defense there by Reed Wolkosh. That was excellent, beating him to a spot.
Shot doesn't fall. Goes out of bounds. Zeke Morris and Josh Gruey now in for the Yellow Jackets.
He's got them all in.
Inside, now they kick it out. And it goes to the floor. Zeke Morris there, but he falls out of bounds. Wolkosh will come back in. Landon Dold.
I'm excited for the game tomorrow, Growth. I think it's going to be a good one. I think that if Perham plays anywhere close to what they did tonight, they should be fine, just particularly on the defensive end, but it'll certainly be a different style of basketball that they will see.
Drevlo hits the three. Should be some interesting basketball games tomorrow, especially both championship games. Perham taking on Sauk Centre and the girls. The height mismatch will be something the Yellow Jackets haven't really faced this year. As Zeke Morris works inside. Comes back to Morris. Knifes through, floats up, no good on the shot. Rebound grabbed by Sauk Centre.
Once again, congratulations to the anniversary of the 2011 state championship. Fantastic that they found different ways to commemorate it, and congratulations to them and all their achievements.
That ball gets thrown away with 45.8 seconds to go. Stay tuned to our post-game show. Steve Sanitation, player of the game as well. Coming up in an abbreviated KLN Family Brands post-game shows. We're getting ready for tomorrow's action. Wilcox with it. Inside. Adamczyk fights to the hoop, gets it to goal.
Yeah.
Beach back in.
Austin with just sweet Yao Ming moves down there for two. I love that. Excellent little left-handed spinner roll. Whatever that was good.
Will probably be the last possession of the game, Sauk Centre. We'll have it with Drevlo. That's no good. Rebound Corral. Adamczyk, the final board, and that will do it. And the Yellowjackets pick up a 75-54 victory tonight over Sauk Centre. We'll recap this game and more coming up.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Since 1955, Esser Plumbing and Heating has been keeping homes and businesses comfortable across the Lakes area. From residential and commercial new construction to plumbing and HVAC service, our skilled technicians bring knowledge, experience, and a friendly smile to every job. When comfort matters, trust the team your neighbors have counted on for generations. Call 877-882-4822 or visit EsserPlumbingandHeating.com. Esser Plumbing and Heating. Trusted people, trusted service.
80-90% of this world goes to a 8-to-5 job, and they get to slave away to barely get by. We have the opportunity to go put in the work and be able to change people's lives. Be the less than 1% in this business. Everyone in this room has the opportunity for growth. Everyone in this room has the opportunity to go protect a bunch of people. Be that person today.
If you're self-motivated and disciplined, this is the opportunity for you. Call Dan Persons at 218-259-0741 for more information.
At Hilltop Lumber, we're not just about building materials. We're about building relationships. We're honored to be recognized for our excellence in our industry. But the greatest reward? It's the trust we built with our customers. It's not just about providing quality materials. It's about building strong relationships. We're proud to be a part of the communities we serve, working with you to bring your vision to life. Because at Hilltop Lumber, success is measured by the partnerships we create and the homes, businesses, and dreams we help build together. Hilltop Lumber, where we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
Welcome back. Here's our KLN Family Brands postgame show rolls on. Yellowjackets pick up a 75-54 victory tonight, led by Cypress Steel. Game high. I have them down for 27 points on the night for the Yellowjackets, helping them to the victory, 75-54. We hope to be joined by him momentarily. That was a nice victory tonight for the Yellowjackets. Our Steve Sanitation player of the game tonight, Cypress Steel.
Yeah, I think you aced it with the word clinical. I just think from start to finish, they did exactly, I'm guessing, what their scout was this morning in regards to how they were going to defend Drevlo, how they were going to defend in the half court, calling out their sets. I can't give enough credit to that call of that thumbs down play. That can really break the spirit of an offense where your best player, you're calling a set for him, you're trying to get him downhill on a post touch against a small guard, and instead he jumps the route, gets the push, and the foul, putting him on the bench. That was just the tip of the iceberg in regards to the things they did well tonight. I thought they rebounded it well. I thought obviously the threes went in because they were inside out because they were getting downhill. Just overall, just a really impressive victory for the Perham Yellowjackets.
Another possession looking back early in the game, and you touched on it during the broadcast, Cade Razor battling for the extra board and the rebound, keeping the possession alive. That allowed Thiel to get an and one opportunity, I believe it was. Just that type of team effort you see in the attack and dedication to get to the boards.
I think that they thought Razor was going to help him. I think they thought he would be probably first guy off the bench or maybe second guy off the bench. And I think they're pleasantly surprised that he's a lot more than that. He's got good touch around the rim. He defends really hard, and then his big old mitts are good at rebounding the basketball. So if they can get that out of him and they just continue to mature with some of those guys that are still learning to play varsity minutes, this is one dangerous squad.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be joined by Cypress Seal after
At Hilltop Lumber, we're not just about building materials. We're about building relationships. We're honored to be recognized for our excellence in our industry. But the greatest reward? It's the trust we built with our customers. It's not just about providing quality materials. It's about building strong relationships. We're proud to be a part of the communities we serve, working with you to bring your vision to life. Because at Hilltop Lumber, success is measured by the partnerships we create and the homes, businesses, and dreams we help build together. Hilltop Lumber, where we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
Yes, garbage is gross, but here at Steve's Sanitation, we are your trash experts with experience to back it up. At Steve's Sanitation, we know how to schedule your trash pickups without missing a beat, and we have been doing it for over 30 years in Perham and the Lakes area. Steve's Sanitation has been voted the best garbage service in the Lakes area since 2019. With 30 dedicated employees, we're here to take care of your trash. For more information, call us at 218-346-4834 or visit our website at stevesanitation.com.
And welcome back to the KLN Family Brands postgame show as it rolls on. We're now joined by our Steve Sanitation player of the game. Tonight, it's Cypress Thiel, an outstanding performance tonight, leading your squad to the victory over Sauk Centre. First, overall, your thoughts on the game?
No, we played great. We transitioned really well, shoot some clock pretty good, you know. It was just an amazing win all around.
And tonight, getting that three to go for you tonight had to feel good. How'd that feel? How did those go down?
It felt great. You know, I've been pretty off the past couple games, but then to really lock in and knock them down was pretty nice.
Yeah, once you add that part of your game, you know, that you had last year. Last year you led the conference in three-point percentage, and I think it also was a blessing that you were cold from the three-point line early in the season, because you have become a downhill threat. You're just leading the team in shooting free throws. You're a great free throw shooter, but overall, how, you know, what was it about? Was it about coach kind of talking about it more in the summer? Was it just your summer in general? When did you make that decision to really evolve your game to being more of a downhill guy than just a straight up shooter like you were last year?
Yeah, so coaches really got on me about getting downhill because, you know, as a shooter, last year leading the conference, if you give them pump fake, they're going to jump at it and then you just blow right by them. So kind of being cold the first couple games was a blessing, like you said, because then I really got to develop my downhill game.
Yeah, excellent. The other thing that I've heard a lot about, and you know, certainly as coaching you last year, is it sure feels like your maturity has developed as well, right? And I think just you're forced to guard bigs. A lot of times you're forced to put in positions where maybe there's some chippiness or there's some fouls or some tough calls. And I've heard from a lot of people that the maturity has increased with you. And that doesn't mean it's always going to be perfect, but who can you kind of credit there? Where have you kind of, is it just maturing? Is it getting older? Or have you kind of put it in your head here this year that, all right, I'm going to make sure I stay in the game and not let any of that outside stuff bother me?
It's been a lot in my head just to try to, you know, just block all the outside noise out. But Arlie Ohm really helped me with that, giving me stuff to do, to think about other stuff, some drills, you know, stuff like that.
Your defense tonight as a squad overall, shutting down a Sauk Centre team that you know was hungry coming in here tonight. What was your thoughts on that effort on that side of the ball?
Oh, that was great. That's where it all starts, defense. Defense starts it all, so I think our help defense run cover was really good. You know, shut Ford down. He's a great ball player, but no, I think we just played really good defense.
Now tomorrow night you turn around, you face a Big Lake team that likes to get up and down the floor, and what do you expect to see from the Hornets tomorrow?
Oh yeah, we like that. We like getting up and down. I think we'll be good.
All right,
I agree. I think it's going to be it's going to be a completely different feel than what you had tonight, where they're much more half-court call out a set. You're not going to hear much for sets tomorrow. It'll make your scout tomorrow much easier than probably today with Coach, because there's not a whole lot to go over besides, hey, make sure you get back on defense.
Yep, sprint back on D, and then we'll be good.
Well, with the holiday season, I know Kyle trying to put Ashton on the spot with this type of question. Same thing. What was kind of the holidays like? Favorite gifts that you wanted and got?
My parents got me some tint for my car. That was pretty cool. But yeah, no, I spent my Christmas with my mom's side or dad's side of the family, so that was really fun.
And then another one, pregame ritual. What kind of goes ahead of the game? What does Cypher Seal do?
Usually I just pop some AirPods in, lock in, listen to music, and then in the locker room I'll talk to some friends.
All right. Well, Cypress, nice game tonight. Thank you for coming by. And good luck tomorrow against Big Lake.
Yes, thank you.
And that is Yellow Jacket Cypress Seal right here on the 549 Media Network. We thank you for tuning in. For Kyle Haberman, I'm Jason Groth. The Yellow Jackets tonight earn a 75-54 victory. They'll take on Big Lake tomorrow. And we'll get you set up quickly with the schedule tomorrow. At 10 a.m., Park Christian will take on New York Mills. That will be followed by Painesville Boys taking on Sauk Centre at 11:45 a.m. Then at 1:30, it'll be Sauk Centre and Perham for the Holiday Hoops at the Hive Girls Championship. And then at 3:15, Big Lake will take on Perham for the Holiday Hoops at the Hive Boys Championship. That's all coming up tomorrow. Kyle, thank you. Nice work today.
Absolutely. Good to be with you. I see you tomorrow.
And we'll be back tomorrow morning, all right here on the Hive, on the 549 Media Network.
You've been watching 549 Media. Don't miss a moment. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications at youtube.com/@549media. The plays, the energy, the excitement, it's all right here with 549 Media.